everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This video today is going to be all about how to find peace during this pandemic. And really, during any difficult time, challenge, chapter, or season in your life that is creating just too much stress, anxiety, and frustration for you. So I have some 5 tips that I have learned that I hope I pass on to the next person to invite more peace into their life. Let's get started. Tip number 1, evaluate your environment and declutter your life. You can't make any changes if you are not aware of the problem. If you don't know that there's an issue, there's a stressor, there's a trigger, there's a problem in your life, in your environment, how can you fix it? Right? Unless others are going to bring it to light for you, it's very difficult to fix a problem that you are not aware of. So that evaluate your environment piece is critical for you to even get started on figuring out where are my triggers, where are my stressors, what can I remove to invite more peace into my life. So I want to encourage you to start with the evaluation step. Review, reflect, become aware of those things that are triggers, pain points, stressors for you in your environment. For example, for me, I love holding on to clothes. I have so many clothes and so many shoes, and often I tell myself, I'm gonna fit back into that. I am keeping that so that is my motivation to get back to that size, okay? Putting that on my list, that is a stressor. Looking at a certain item that I wore 7 years ago, that's a stressor, especially in 2020. It's not bringing me any happiness. I need to probably remove that item. Some of those clothing items I could totally let go. I could totally let go of because I know they are stressors and they are triggers telling me that I am not where I need to be. That's not true. A piece of clothing should not give me that message. And if it does, then I really need to remove it so that I can invite more peace and more joy in the things that I choose to wear. So that's just one example that I would consider and that I have considered in the past that I would encourage you to do. Encourage you to start with your clothes and then look at your home. And one that is probably going to be the toughest, but probably the most rewarding, will be looking at your relationships. The next tip is to limit your daily intake of things that create anxiety for you. This one was crucial and such a game changer for me over the last 10 months. And one of those examples for me, one of those things that I had to evaluate and review and write down and understand that this is causing me a lot of anxiety and stress, is following all of the news. Consuming the news literally the minute I would wake up to the minute I would close my eyes. Looking back and realizing how much of the news I was watching out of fear, out of anxiety, out of trusting that that is the only place that I can get the most relevant information, was destroying the opportunity for me to have peace these last 10 months. If it's not the news, figure out what it is. Figure out what it is and plan to take it in bite sizes. The next tip is honor your boundaries that you set. And if you remember back to our first video of this series, we talked a little bit about how to survive during the pandemic and how to create boundaries to support you trying to do that. This is all about honoring those boundaries, right? For example, have you set some screen time boundaries? Have you set some work boundaries? When are you logging off of the computer if you're working from home? Have you set boundaries of when you will do your grocery shopping or when you won't do your grocery shopping? Have you set boundaries on who gets your energy, right? Thinking about those relationships that potentially cause stressors or triggers for you, who gets your energy during this difficult time that may not deserve your energy right now, or who should get more of your energy. Thinking about some of those things, those are questions and those are considerations when you are trying to, 1, create your boundaries, but then it is critical for you to honor your boundaries. Honor your boundaries by following through with them and also completing them every single day. The next tip is inhale what you can choose and exhale the illusion of control. I use the words illusion of control very intentionally, and I learned that phrase from my therapist. But one of the things that we often discuss is my illusion for control, and that is a part of my mess. Thinking that I can control an outcome if I do X, Y, and Z. Yes, I have the ability to choose and I have the ability to put towards something, but to be fixated on the idea of me being able to control the entire outcome of something is an illusion. Is an illusion, is not reality, and really is feeding my need for security, stability, and certainty, as well as the no. You have to inhale and you have to exhale the things that are going to provide peace for you. Inhaling what I can choose provides peace for me. Knowing my ability to choose different things allows me to also invite peace. I can choose what I put into my body. I can choose what I listen to every day. I can choose the energy I put forth into my home. I can choose whether I accomplish my 1 to 3 small goals I set every single day. I can choose to do my part in life in being proactive that provides security. Things I need to be okay with exhaling. I can't control the unknown. I cannot control whether I get sick this year or not. I cannot control if I lose my job or I'm laid off due to COVID-19. I cannot control what next month will look like. I cannot control how people do or do not show up. Those are things that I have been in practice and have not always been great at, but those are things that I have been trying my best to exhale and release, because all of that is about the illusion of control. And it serves me well. It gives me an opportunity for more peace when I can exhale those things and I can focus on the things I inhale. I can focus on the things I have the ability to choose. I have the sphere of influence to choose. I encourage you to try to implement that. Write those things down. What are things that you can choose that you can inhale daily? What are things that are a part of your illusion of control that you can exhale daily? Try it, attempt it. I believe that it will open up more doors and opportunity for peace to be in your life. The next tip, remember your why and connect to something bigger than yourself. What is that purpose? What is that foundational idea, thought, commitment that you have to your core that you are connected to? If you don't have that, I encourage you to connect yourself. Connect yourself to something bigger than you, bigger to your current circumstances, bigger to the environment and the place that you are in right now in this specific chapter. When I connect myself to something bigger, to a purpose larger than me, it allows me to breathe. It allows me to find peace and to know, okay, if I can get through this one trial, this one hurdle, this one chapter now, it's setting me up to continue making steps forward towards that larger goal, that bigger picture, that higher purpose than where I'm at right now. It keeps me motivated, it refills my tank, and reminds me that something bigger is coming from the challenge, the stress, the difficulty that I am experiencing today, because tomorrow is moving me one step closer to that purpose. I encourage you to connect yourself with a bigger purpose. I encourage you to find your why, find your purpose. Oftentimes when we do that and we are intentional about making sure we remember that every single day, peace comes. Peace comes, ease of mind comes, reminders of why you are doing what you're doing comes into play, and they go hand in hand. I encourage you to commit and to write those down. If you haven't figured out your why or purpose yet, do it now. And those are your 5 tips today. I truly hope they're helpful and they've inspired you to review, reflect, and consider how you can invite more peace into your life. As always, I want to hear from you. What are some other tips that you would share with people? What are some other failures that at the time it was messy and it felt like a failure, but now reflecting back on it, you've realized actually it gave me a beautiful lesson. It gave me a beautiful opportunity to learn this new tip that I want to share with somebody else. Put those in the comments. Let me know what those pieces of advice are that you would share with somebody else trying to find more peace. I can't wait to see you next week for our last episode in this first 5-tip series. If you're looking for some other quick tips, go ahead and head to my channel. There's a couple other videos for you to look through there. Until we talk at the end of the week, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay resilient.